Today, I want to shed some light on this thing called the SEC East and how it has been put into a tailspin by Georgia and, well, everybody else in that conference, not named Kentucky, Vandy, or, the rest of the folks we don't care about. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kidfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always O-related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Okay, so Georgia kind of screwed up. They got beat at Sanford by a South Carolina Gamecocks team that couldn't be trusted to stay within 3 touchdowns of a Missouri team that lost to Wyoming. More on that in a minute, but first, let's listen to Kirby Smart try to tell us how tough the SEC is.
I've been a part of a lot of good football teams that have lost a game, and for us, it's really not about this game anymore. We're going to have to look at the tape and get better. It's about the next game, because in the SEC, they're all like this. I know that people find it hard to believe that Georgia, the number 3 ranked team in the country, just played a tight ball game or lost to South Carolina. But when you look at it, Kentucky has a good football team too. And everybody we play has good football players. You have got to go out and execute and be able to play at a high level week to week in this conference.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Whatever grows your shrubs back. Meanwhile, the SEC East favorites managed to make their fan bases madder than me when folks call Florida Georgia line country music. For those of you who live underneath that particular rock, Florida lost to LSU to go along with Georgia losing to South Carolina. Means that Missouri is now the leader in the SEC East after a win against woeful Ole Miss. That doesn't really matter for the same reason that Florida's lost to LSU. Doesn't really matter, as Dan Mullen alluded to here.
Big thing for us, next week's even a bigger game than this week for us. One fun thing about being in Florida, the games just keep getting bigger as you go, and next week's a much bigger game than this game. Our next four games are against SEC East teams, completely control our own destiny. So we got to get ready, head up South Carolina, and get ready to find a way to go do that.
Vegas Insider still gives UGA the best odds of any SEC East team to win the national title at 16-1, lists Florida at 5,001, and doesn't list Mizzou at all. Such disrespect, Mizzou fans say. We're at the top of the standings, and if the season ended today, we'd be in the SEC title game. We're the number 22 team in the country with wins against South Carolina and Ole Miss. Now the Gamecocks are looking at us funny, like we didn't watch them stick those gaffes into the Bulldogs. And Florida knows they can hand an L to everyone they have left. So before this picture gets murkier than the Gulf Coast of Mexico during red tide, let's remember how the SEC determines division champs in the East and the West. Division standings are based on each team's overall conference record. Often, 2 or more teams tie for the best record in their division, and each team is recognized as divisional co-champ. However, tiebreakers, ding, 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 are used to determine who will represent the division in the championship game. Means Mizzou owns the tiebreaker over South Carolina already, and while South Carolina owns a win and a tiebreaker over UGA, nobody expects a team with a 2-2 conference record to make a run at the title, especially since the Cocks have at least 2 ranked opponents left on their schedule, including one against Florida this weekend. Florida has at least 2 ranked opponents left on its schedule, including a UGA team with everything to play for, and of course, Missouri. However, the Tigers close out with games against Vandy, Kentucky, UGA, Florida, and Tennessee. Anything is possible, but don't get spooked. Bet the winner of UGA versus Florida to come out of the SEC East, because you can't trust a Big 12 team to beat an SEC team when it matters. Just ask my team, Oklahoma. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.